I caught my fiancé whispering downstairs nightly until hearing my mother answer him back softly yesterday. At 1:13 in the morning, I stood halfway down the stairs listening to my fiancé tell someone he regretted proposing to me. I couldn't see him from where I froze because the kitchen light was off, but I could hear the scrape of his wedding ring against a glass and the low, nervous laugh he used whenever he lied. Then another voice answered him softly, my mother's voice. I remember gripping the stair railing so hard my fingers cramped while she told him, "You waited too long to tell her." For a second, I honestly thought I was dreaming from exhaustion, because none of it made sense together. My fiancé and my mother were never even close. She barely tolerated him most days. I moved back into my childhood home 8 months ago after my landlord sold my apartment unexpectedly. My fiancé Daniel moved in too because we were trying to save money for our wedding in October. At first, everything felt temporary and crowded but manageable. My mother worked early mornings at a dental office and spent most evenings watching crime shows in her bedroom. Daniel worked remotely from the dining room table and kept mostly to himself after work. Around February, though, something shifted between them. Tiny things I noticed but ignored. They suddenly had inside jokes I didn't understand. My mother started defending him whenever we argued. Daniel began volunteering to drive her places even when I was available. One night, I came downstairs for water and found them sitting unusually close together looking through old family photo albums. They separated so quickly when they saw me that I actually laughed because it looked guilty, but my mother immediately snapped at me for making everything weird. The wedding planning became miserable after that. Daniel grew distant in ways that were hard to explain without sounding dramatic. He still kissed me goodbye every morning, still asked about my day, still held my hand in public, but it felt mechanical, like he was performing a version of himself he had already mentally left behind. I started noticing how often he avoided being alone with me at night. Sometimes I woke up and his side of the bed was empty for hours. He always claimed he couldn't sleep and went downstairs to watch television. Meanwhile, my mother became strangely critical of me. She commented on my weight constantly even though nothing had changed. She asked Daniel if he was absolutely sure about marrying someone emotional like me after I cried over work stress one evening. I remember feeling embarrassed sitting there while she dissected my personality in front of him, and he barely defended me. 3 nights ago, everything cracked open by accident. Daniel fell asleep on the couch while I was upstairs folding laundry. His phone kept buzzing beside him, lighting up over and over. I normally never touched his phone, but after the 4th notification, I glanced down expecting work messages. Instead, I saw my mother's name beside a text that said, "She heard us earlier, be careful tonight." My stomach dropped so violently I thought I might throw up right there onto the carpet. I opened the messages with shaking hands. Months of them. Secret dinners while I worked late, complaints about me, conversations about my anxiety, my mother telling him he deserved someone calmer, Daniel confessing he felt more understood by her than by me. Then worse messages after that. Flirting, explicit jokes, plans to continue things quietly until after the wedding because they were already in too deep. When I confronted them downstairs that night, neither of them even denied it. That part still destroys me. My mother just sat at the kitchen table crying silently into a napkin, while Daniel stared at the floor like a child waiting for punishment. Apparently it started emotionally first, according to them, which somehow was supposed to matter. My mother kept repeating that she never intended for it to happen. Daniel admitted he almost ended our engagement several times, but didn't know how. I packed 2 trash bags with clothes before sunrise and drove to my coworker's apartment without even brushing my teeth. My mother has called me 17 times since then. Daniel sent one long message saying he still loves me, but feels connected to her in a way he cannot explain. I haven't answered either of them. Honestly, I don't even know which betrayal hurts more anymore.